My name is Neda Higuera, and I'm an attorney at Advocates for Faith and Freedom. We decided to take this case because we believe in the equality of education for all children, and we wanted to be the voice for those disadvantaged students.
My name is Giselle. I've got 3 kids. Aaliyah is 17, Hayden is 11, and Sia is 7. They're all in the LAUSD district, and there are 3 different startup charters. Maybe I'm lucky, but my kids have always loved going to school. I'm an educator myself, so I think a lot about what kind of academic environment I want them to be in. And they're getting a little bit more used to the routine, but they're not getting more okay with it. They're not happy about it. And, for kids, not only is it something that's fun for them and something they enjoy, it's something that's really, really necessary for their growth, for their intellectual, mental, social, and emotional growth. Their brains are being wired every day with everything that they do. Neurological connections are being made, and things are kind of being set there in the way that their brain functions and the way that they think and the way that they address problems and things like that. And I'm pretty concerned that their brains are being wired in a different way now that they're not doing their usual thing and hanging out with other human beings. So now that they're not in school, I've left my job teaching. I'm home with them during the day, which is where I need to be. But I still have to put food on the table. I am a single mom. I'm not getting any financial support from anyone. So I've been having to work in a restaurant on the weekends and at night, which means that they're kind of scattered to the wind at that time. Sometimes the kids are at home alone with the 17-year-old who's taking care of the others. Sometimes they're going to one grandparent's house or the other grandparent's house. Because of everyone's different schedules, it's not able to remain 100% consistent, which is definitely not the best for the kids. We started off with schools closing because we were figuring out what was going on. There was a lot of uncertainty, completely understandable. The original intention had been to flatten the curve and slow down the spread so that hospitals wouldn't be overwhelmed and we could take care of people as we needed and as this situation progressed. I feel like we've somehow forgotten that.
There's a vast array of difficulties with social distance learning that parents and students and even teachers are experiencing on a day-to-day level. And this depends on what we're dealing with. So for example, a single mom, she's having to work from home and educate her children, especially if they have special needs. That really takes all hands on deck because the mom is not getting the support that she needs through having other people there to help her. And so for example, that is a huge difficulty for her. How is she going to get her work done and also focus on these kids? And so you're basically in a position where the mom has to make a decision. Does she work to feed her kids, or does she educate them so that they don't get even more behind than they already are? And so that's one of the struggles for a single mom. But then you have a lot of these kids have IEPs, which require assistance, which require people there to help them, and they're not getting that.
My name is Kristen Mays. I live in Encino, California. My sons, Chris and Zach, attend Portola Middle School in Tarzana, and this is within the LAUSD school district. And we've got a union that is out of control in this district. They're bullying these parents. They're not bringing the parents to the table. They could care less about kids with special needs. It's all lip service for them. And right now, in front of the election, they're focusing 100% on propositions that benefit them, and they are putting the needs of children and parents in their district to the bottom of the list. I just feel that this whole situation has really created the perfect storm for kids like Chris and Zach, because not only are they not getting the therapies that they need and are legally entitled to, but they're regressing socially. It's impacting their emotional development. So we're just taking it honestly a day at a time. We take it a day at a time, and every day just seems like the previous day.
When you have social distance learning, ideally you would still get those services, especially when they're legally required by an IEP or BII. But what we're seeing is that's not the case, that these parents are left with just the computer screen in their houses. It's just the child and the computer screen, and the only assistance is the parent. The parents there having to deal with the behavioral problems, having to deal with the social problems and the emotional problems, in addition to all the other issues, because these are services that can't really be provided through a screen. You can join us in advocating for these students and parents and teachers by praying for us first and foremost, keeping these students in your prayers and keeping our staff and lawyers in your prayers as well. You can share this video, subscribe. We're constantly providing updates on our website, so we ask that you please follow that. And lastly, you can donate on our website to help cover the cost of the lawsuit. And we thank you so much for joining us and partnering with us to help these students.